Minnesota. If only there was an entity that patrolled the streets to deter criminals from committing acts of violence. No, a Department of Law Enforcement that is funded by the taxpayer to make sure that our streets are safe and crime is low. Most first world civilizations have something like that. I believe they are called police departments. And you'd expect a first world country like the good old US of A would have well-funded police agencies in its big cities, where crime is more likely to occur due to population density. And we did at one point. It wasn't until the Summer of Love that everything changed. Minneapolis, the great trendsetter of defund the police, did exactly what I just said. They defunded their police department. They did so in honor of their golden calf, George Floyd. And whether you're a God-fearing human being or a secularist that believes in karma, propping up a false idol or using one's death to advance an agenda does not put you in God's favor, nor does it generate positive karma points. And the people of Minneapolis are learning that the hard way. Because who would have thought defunding the police would lead to rampant crime? In December of 2020, the Minneapolis City Council voted to remove $8 million from the police budget. Evidently, crime skyrocketed. The Minnesota Monthly writes, what was behind the Twin City Metro's violent crime spike? Violent crime has sharply risen since the pandemic started, leaving many to wonder when and how we can get back to the way things were. In 2020, violent crime, homicide, rape, aggravated assault, and robbery, which includes carjackings, increased statewide by 16.6% over the previous year, as reported by Minnesota police in the Uniform Crime Reports. Murders alone jumped to 58.1% from 117 in 2019 to a record 185 in 2020. Violent crime continued to rise at an alarming rate in 2021, jumping another 21.6% over 2020. The murder rate statewide rose to another record level, 201, in 2021. In the 7-county metro area of Anoka, Carver, Dakota, Hennepin, Ramsey, Scott, and Washington counties, violent crime incidents rose at a slightly higher pace, 23.9% in 2021 over 2020. So the reason I bring this up is because the people that Minnesotans elected into local positions are now being forced to drink the elixir of sin. Now, their decisions that have plagued their constituents are now affecting them. The people who called for the defunding of the police so they can stand in solidarity of their false idol are now becoming victims of their virtue signaling. Council members like Shivanti Sathanandan, I know I didn't say her last name right, it's okay, who according to their profile on X is second vice chair of the Minnesota Democratic Farmer Labor Party, activist, strategist, mom, and just a girl who loves her wife. Now I'm surprised she didn't put her fucking pronouns in there. Shivanti back in 2020 posted on her Facebook page, "We are going to dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department." Say it with me. Dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department. Fucking cunt. As allies, what can we do right now? Listen and learn from our black siblings and then amplify this message right now. In this moment, MPD has systematically failed the black community. They have failed all of us. It is time to build a new infrastructure that works for all communities. If you are still disagreeing with that basic fact, I'm not sure what to say to you. I'm proud of the radical leadership and organizing of Jeremiah Bay Ellenson and Philip Cunningham. We need to support them and all the city council members and electeds who are working alongside them. Today, the Minneapolis City Council has an emergency hearing to approve a court order outlining immediate changes for MPD and a framework for systematic change. Thank you, Minneapolis school board members, for getting this done exactly how it should be. MPD should have no place in our children's schools. Suburban moms like Shivanti don't understand how bad crime is in metropolitan areas. Now, that's why they push dumb bullshit like that. because they believe themselves as saviors, a voice for the unheard. Now, I don't think Shivanti's a bad person. I just think she's a well-intentioned, college-educated liberal with a savior complex. And she doesn't understand the possible consequences of her actions. And as Newton's law states, every action has its consequence, and Shivanti was dealt that in spades on September 6th. Yesterday, my children and I were violently carjacked in the driveway of our home in Minneapolis. 4 young men, all carrying guns, beat me violently down to the ground in front of our kids. The young men held our neighbors up at gunpoint when they ran over and tried to help me. All in broad daylight. Look at my face in the picture. This is the face of a mother who just had the shit beaten out of her. A mother whose only thought was, let me run far enough and fight hard enough so that my kids have a chance to get away. This is a face of a mother who just listened to her 4-year-old daughter screaming nonstop, her 7-year-old son wailing for someone to come help because bad guys are murdering his mama in the backyard, her neighbors screaming in outrage, all while being beaten with guns and kicks and fists. I have had a broken leg, deep lacerations on my head, bruising and cuts all over my body. And I have rage. These men knew what they were doing. I have no doubt they have done this before, yet they are still on the streets, killing mothers, giving babies psychological trauma that a lifetime of therapy cannot ease, with no hesitation and no remorse. I'm now part of the statistic. I wasn't silent when I fought these men to save my life and my babies, and I won't be silent now. We need to get illegal guns off our streets, catch these young people who are running wild, creating chaos across our city, and hold them in custody and prosecute them. Period. Look at my face. Remember me when you were thinking about supporting letting juveniles and young people out of custody to roam our streets instead of holding them accountable for their actions. You could have been reading the obituary for me and my children today, but instead I'm here to write this. Look at my face. These criminals will not win. We need to take back our city, and this will not be the last you hear from me about this. Thank you to the incredible Minneapolis 4th Precinct officers, Mayor Free, Chief Aurora, paramedics, neighbors, friends, and DFL family who all came to our aid during this terrifying experience. I'm so grateful for this community that wraps us in love. And you can see her face. You know, I hope she was looking in a fucking mirror when she wrote that. She had nothing to say about the rampant criminality that had risen as a result of her activism until it happened to her, or as she put it, until she became a statistic. Where was her outrage when crime rose 23.9% in 2021? No, I don't feel sorry for her at all. No, I feel sorry for her kids. No, I feel sorry for the people of Minneapolis who have suffered because of her activism. No, I hope that was a wake-up call for her, and I hope she puts as much energy into fixing crime as she did to create it. No, I wouldn't be surprised if in the future she gets shunned by her own party because she starts speaking out against policies that don't fix the crime problem, but exacerbate it. Because that's what Democrats do.